why you joined this training. Why? Because if I know your objective, I can drive you in that way. Whether you want the purpose you are taking this training is to get a new job, or the purpose to take this training is only to just enhance your SD skills. Okay, so please let me know your objective so that I can guide you and I can drive you in that way, and I can tell you the action plan, how to follow and get a better job and have a better package, location, bargaining, these all things we will be discussing today. Okay, so yeah, I can see one more waiting for name. Kumar, is that you? Just a minute. Okay, so anyway, so we'll go ahead and let me explain you about the training and how we take the training, what are the concepts would be covered, and this all things. Okay, so the training would be for 2 months. So do you want me to record this session, or I hope you saw these things in my earlier demo video which I have sent to an email, but still I'll record this. Okay. Yeah, so training would be for 2 months, Monday to Friday, and 1.5 hour every day. Okay, and the concepts, whatever we cover. So my training would be complete in line of the present market job description. So this is the latest job description of the present market. It can be anywhere. It's in India or US or in any part of the world. This is the most 90% required job description for any job. Okay, you go to any portal and search, this is what they ask. Okay, so my training would be in lines with this kind of job description, which is very much suitable to present market. So you can see here what all I will be covering. SD concepts along with all the business process. So OTC is nothing but SD. Now SAP want to call sales and distribution as OTC process anyway. Like it replaced HR with HCM. Earlier it was called as human resources, but it replaced it with a human capital management, HCM. Okay, or CRM with C4C, like that. Now SAP want to call SD as OTC. So complete SD concepts and some advanced concept in SD like credit management, integrations with other modules, majorly with the logistics modules and the financial modules, MM, PP, and FI. Okay, so cross-functional knowledge, this is where you would be differentiating from others. Okay, how best the knowledge you have coming to the cross-functional, that best you would be differentiating from the team. Okay, and I'll tell you the major concepts which you would be requiring, where you would be working in the real time, and at the same time which would be major concepts for job preparation. Okay, so pricing and availability check, there are 6 concepts, 6 business process which you should be perfect. That's it, you will be clearing your interview. And second thing, you will be most of the time in your SD career, you will be working only in these 6 concepts. Why? Because I know people who is working since last 6 years only in pricing, or some people who is working only in availability check, and I know some people who is working only in credit management. They don't know any other concept. Okay, so that's how you will be putting into. Why? Because we learn everything here. We learn for 2 months. We learn some close to 40 to 50 concepts here in the training. But coming to the real time, you may not be sometimes working in all the 50 concepts. You might be working in something which even you don't know, I don't know, or you might be working on something only one concept or 2 concepts for years, not for days. I know one of my trainee was working on pricing since last 7 years. Since 7 years, he's only on pricing US. Okay, and one person is in testing, only SAP testing since last close to 6 to 7 years. Okay, so but to work on pricing, you should know other concepts also. SAP is completely an integration. One concept is linked to other. One module is completely linked to other module. Okay, and we'll also learn LE, logistics execution transportation, which is an SD part. Why? Because logistics execution is a combination of SD module, MM module, and warehouse module, WM module. Okay, but we'll not learn about WM, warehouse management, and inbound logistics. We'll only learn about outbound logistics, that is LETRA, transportation. Okay. Apart from this, we'll also learn some additional secondary skill sets. I'll tell you what are they. So special business process, we'll learn all the 7 business process, that is OTC, consignments, third party, IPO, make to order. IPO means individual purchase order, make to order MTO, and stock transport order, intercompany stock transport, both intra and intercompany. We'll learn both the intra and intercompany stock transport order, and we'll also learn intercompany sales and billing. All the 7 to 8 business process we will be learning with configuration and configuration controls and integrations, major integrations with all the modules. Okay, everything we will be learning, and some additional concepts. Okay, so see, you join my training for SD concepts, but I'll also be teaching some additional skill sets. Okay, SD is the primary skill sets where you'll be working 80%. But you might be knowing you are in the industry, in software industry or any other industry. So now any company need multiple skill sets. They are not satisfied with one skill set. Okay. So additional skill set, they always need additional skill set. Why? Because say suppose in the training scope what we are learning is SD plus CAN plus logistics execution transportation and ALE docs. So this is what the concepts we will be covering. So we will be also covering some concepts, but not in the deep. So we'll also be looking into variant configuration, batch management, rebates, automatic packing. So I'll be giving you all the configuration documents for that. Okay. So we will be going to this all concept. The reason is why? Because why do you really need this all concepts? I hope we have some very experienced people here. Prabhu, can you tell me, do we really need these all concepts for a 4 to 5 years experience? You are very senior, right?
Yeah. See, for interview purpose, yes, because you can expect questions from all
Yeah,
these areas.
yeah,
However, in the real time, obviously we don't touch all these areas
yes,
because I worked in couple of projects. So because I don't touch SIM because
senior
I never worked for Indian.
Indian companies.
So it depends.
Yeah, yeah. So my only objective and my only thing what I want to tell you is don't be obsessed with the topics, don't be obsessed with the concepts. Why? Because never you can learn everything. Why? Because Prabhu is 10 years experience, right? Prabhu, you are 10 years experience in SD. Okay.
Uh, SD, I'm working for past three, 4 years,
3 4 years.
but overall,
Overall experience 10 years. Okay, so even 10 years, that means he is very senior, but he may not be getting an opportunity to work in all the concepts. It's the same thing. So never you will be getting an opportunity to work in all the concepts. So don't be obsessed with the concepts. So don't prepare your mind, I need to learn everything. Never you can learn everything. Okay, so but why we are learning all these things? Why? Because at any time never you should be on a bench. Why? Because the nightmare for any consultant is being on bench. Okay, so how can you avoid that being on a bench is if you know multiple skill sets. Why? Because sometimes there might be a project which is only a SIN implementation. So nowadays, every company, every job description, every job, they are asking for SIN. Okay, so you take an example like Prabhu. Okay, so he never worked on SIN, he never worked on Indian companies, but say suppose now he want to switch some project, then if you don't know SIN, there are a lot of plenty of projects in the companies, but if you don't know SIN, what happens? Obviously, he will not be on a project. Okay, he will be idle. So like that, never you should be on a bench, or never you will be sitting idle for even a day in your career. That's the reason we are learning these all things. Why? Because if SD, you know you will become an SD consultant. Okay, so now obviously we cannot say sin as a separate. It's a integral part of SD now until few more days, like another 6 months, 1 year. Sin is an integral part of SD. But earlier, see, 2007 sometime we used to have a sin consultants. It's a separate module. It's not a small. It's a completely takes of taxation, everything. Until then we used to have a sin consultants, but now sin is again classified into SD sin, MM sin, FI sin. So SD sin part, SD consultant has to take care. Okay. So, but why we are learning LETRA, LEIDOCS, and RISEF completely? Why we are taking care of these all things? The reason is the extended version of LETRA is TM, Transport Management Module. There is one module in SAP again, TM module. The extended version of Logistics Execution LE is TM. So if you know LETRA or LE, then you have a chance to get into a project where TM is there. Okay. Why? Because keep in mind that at any time you enter into the industry as a SD consultant, okay, you put your resume, your experience, your skill set, everything as SD, you enter into the industry as SD consultant, but you don't know on which area you'll be working. They might put you into PP module, MM module. You cannot say, no, I am an SD consultant. No. Even you see, the guys who is already working, even if you see your offer letter or pay slips, it is written there as a consultant, SAP consultant, but never they will mention a module saying that SAP SD consultant, MM consultant, something like that. Okay. Only you'll enter into the industry with one module, but you don't know on what areas you'll be working. Okay. So if you know LETRA, you have a chance to get into a TM module. So they'll give training, don't worry. Okay, they'll give it 15 days training or something, and then only they'll put you into a new module or new project. Okay, so need not to worry. So I have my trainees who is working on TM module in Capgemini, who knows LETRA. That's the reason 6 people has been taken into Capgemini only for TM. If you know ALI docs, there will be projects only on ALI docs, support projects only on ALI docs. You can get into that. Okay, so we are trying to increase our chance of getting the projects and being busy all the time. Only the reason. And why we are learning these all concepts, why you are like ourself pressurizing or ourself, why we are putting this much efforts is, first thing, my objective of training is I want to teach 4 to 5 years of real-time experience. Okay, when I say 4 to 5 years of real-time experience, that is really 4 to 5 years of real-time experience. That means once after finishing my training, you will be at par or you will be beating a real-time working consultant who is 4 to 5 years. My training, I'd be having a fresher with zero experience, and the same training I have given to an 18 years experience Accenture project manager. Okay, that's the highest level what until now what I have trained. But I trained a senior vice president from a chemical company who is having 25 plus years experience and his age is 49 years. Okay, so there is no age barrier to learn SAP, and the same knowledge what I'm giving to a zero experience person or a 18 years project manager is the same. That means you can scale whatever the knowledge you are getting out of my training. Okay, that's for a project manager, that's for a team lead, team member, or a associate consultant or a shadow consultant. It's anything, same thing. So I can confidently say that whatever my training is, it's for 4 to 5 years real-time experience, 100%. Okay, so don't worry if anyone, the fresher, anyone now you are taking the training, don't worry how can you manage in the real time, these all things, everything I'll tell you how to manage and everything. Okay, so as I told you, our training would be in lines with this particular job description. Okay, you can see here completely I'll be covering all these things, and whichever I don't cover, I'll tell you I will not cover these things. Okay, and we'll be discussing about all the rise of objects, coming to the user exits. You see today what you can do is go to any job portal. If you're in US, you can go to Dice. If you're in India, you can go to Naukri or Monster or any job portal. Just search for some 4 to 5 years of profile for SAP. You'll be seeing the same terminologies. Same things. You'll be seeing credit management, you'll be seeing OTC, you'll be seeing availability check, pricing, and coming to the business process, you'll be seeing this all. And these terminologies you'll be seeing: user exits, LEI docs, logistics execution. Okay. So you'll be seeing these all things. That's the reason we are trying. So why I'm focusing only on 4 to 5 years? Why I'm saying 4 to 5 years? When I say my training is for also a project manager who is 15 years experience, but why I'm concentrating on 4 and 5 years is my main objective of training is for to get a job, right? And you cannot put any experience more than 5 years. That means you know what kind of experience, fake experience. You cannot put anything more than 5 years in Indian. In US you can put it. Why? Because in US the experience starts from 6 years, 5 or 6 years. If you don't have 5 or 6 years experience in your resume, you don't even get an interview call in US. In India, it's the same. If you don't have any experience, 3.5. Anything you put less than 3.5, you don't get even interview call. Your experience should be above 3.5 up to 5 years. This is the band which we would be focusing to get a job. First of all, why? Because our objective to get a job majorly, and the same knowledge what I'm providing you, it's useful for this level of experience. Okay. So that's the reason we are learning and we are focusing on these many concepts, and whatever we are learning, it's once it's done. Why? Because I don't want you to take an SD training once again in your career. This is the last time you are taking a training for SAP SD. You might be taking a training for other module, but not for SD. That's the reason I hope you already saw my videos. I'll be to the detail, going to every field, mapping it to some scenario, and trying to teach you or make you understand complete scenario of that field where we can use and what are the implications of that field in later concepts. Okay. Say suppose I hope Fawad has SD knowledge, Prabhu has SD knowledge, Sandeep has SD knowledge, little bit I guess. Supriya, you already trained. Niket, you have SD knowledge or you are fresher? Shubham, Shubham is working. Okay. Niket and Kumar. You guys can hear me? Niket and Kumar?
Yes.
Kumar, this is the first time you're taking a training, right?
Yeah. First
Okay.
time.
Yeah, Niket, yourself?
Yes, sir. Me too. I'm a fresher.
Okay, you two are
Yeah, I'm a
freshers
fresher.
and everyone is working. Yes, Fawad is working and Prabhu, I know, Sandeep is working, Shubham is working, and Supriyo, he's already taken a training but not working. Okay. So as I told you,
Okay.
most of the time my training would be for already working consultants, and that's where I keep up myself to provide as much as possible. Okay, and as I told you, this would be the last time you would be taking training for SD concepts. Okay, so
Okay.
apart from these concepts, what you are seeing here, okay, LETRA or SIN for Indian, okay, and ALEI docs. Why? Because why I'm saying this all things is, as I told you, you will learn this all 40 to 50 concepts, but you will work in some other area. Why? Because recently one of my trainee got placed in PricewaterhouseCoopers, Bangalore, PwC. The project was something like they have some contracts, pending orders, lot of things since last 5 years, 7 years. Okay. Now this guy's duty is, with the help of ABAPer, he need to flush out all these expired contracts, pending contracts, open orders, quotations, these all things they want to flush it out. That's the project. Okay. There's nothing to learn for you. This project will not add even as 1% something to your career. It's a waste of working. Okay. So you'll be also finding these kind of projects. Okay. But you have to work. That's it. Okay. If you are not satisfied, you need to look for other job, or else you need to work. Why? Because this project alone is taking 8 months to flush out all these kind of things. Okay. So you'll be finding various kind of projects like this. It's not only all the time you'll work as a consultant, you'll be in implementation, or you'll be in a on-site or something. Okay. You should be ready to work in any area, but everything is SAP. Okay. Everything is SAP. Yeah, that's one thing I'd be, as I've shown you the lines of my training, what I'd be covering. And let me also show you a few documents what I would be sharing with you guys. So these all the documents I would be sharing with you guys. Interview questions, I'll be providing you 2000 plus interview questions where you go to any interview, it's not only in India, any part of the world, any country, you go to any interview, any company, if they ask 30 questions, you will attempt, not only it's attempting, you will answer 25 to 28 right answers and you will come out. It's not attempting right answers. So let me show you just very quickly, very recent interview. So one of my training got placed in Wipro Bangalore very recently. Let me just show you those questions. And I'll show you with my database, my Q&A database. I'll just show you. Yeah. So I hope now you guys can see my screen, right? Yeah, you can see this Wipro Technology face-to-face interview questions. Why? Because see, any of my training, even tomorrow you guys, you go to any interview, I ask everyone to collect the questions. Okay. As soon as you come out of the interview room and you exit the premise, first take a pen and paper and write all the questions what you have faced in that interview. Okay. So I'll tell you later some tips and tricks how to manage and how to clear the interviews. As I told you, none of my training will be undersell himself. Okay. The package, when I talk about 4 to 5 years of experience, I tell anyone to not put or not expect anything less than 6 to 9 lakhs package. Don't go beyond 9 lakhs. Don't undersell yourself anything less than 6 lakhs. Okay. Why? Because you guys might be already working since last 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, or whatever you are earning, right? Now your package might be 8 lakhs. You cannot work for 4 lakhs. You cannot do that. Some people say that, Praveen, you just get me a job. I'll work for free for 6 months. How can you work for 6 months without a package after you have a career of 4 to 5 years in other field? It will not happen. You'll be having a lot of financial pressures. You cannot concentrate. Okay. So don't do that. Okay. Comfortably, you can get anywhere between 6 lakhs to 9 lakhs. This is the package what you can get in India. And a few of my trainees in US got a package of $90 per hour. Okay, $90 per hour. This is what you can get with my training. Okay, so if you have anything other than this mindset, please change it. If you are with me and we are following my training, for sure, this is what you can get with this experience. Okay. Yeah, let me show you this quickly. So this is what in this November he got placed in Wipro, and yeah, you can see here. Thank you very much for your course and support. Though he was certified, but he could not clear the interview for 8 months. After taking the training, he could clear it. I would have not cleared my interview without your course and material. Okay, so let me show you what the questions they asked, and I'll compare it with my this thing. So third party process. This is what they asked. I just shown you, right? Uh, in the special business process, in the business process, anyway, they'll be covering all the business. I'll be covering all the business process, and for sure they'll be also asking all the business process. So they asked about explaining third party business process, third party item categories, and schedule lines, right? Let me show you. This is not even in an interview question. These are in my study material. So if you can just follow my instructions and the training and don't go anything even a 1% beyond my training, you'll be getting a job and you'll be comfortably learning all the knowledge. So third party business process 338. Yeah, you can see here scenarios, third party process. This is a third party process with. Okay. So I explain everything. See, item category tasks. You see here, what is the item category for third party process? This is what the question asks. This interview is for 4 years experience, and the package what he got is 7.6 lakhs. This guy got for 7.6 lakhs package and 4 years experience. You see, what is the item category for third party? You can see here, it's right away in the document. Important points in third-party process. You see, important points in third-party process. So I have done the homework for you. Okay, I have highlighted, I have maintained everything in the document. Everything is documented. All the possible errors throughout the training, throughout the practice, what all the possible errors you will be getting, I have documented all. Let me show you. So I have done the homework and I have done lot of research. So I don't want you to waste time. See, SD errors. What all the possible errors you will be facing throughout the training or in practicing SAP. You see errors, topic wise, customer master, material master, inquiry. You see inquiry. So all the errors. I have documented all the errors. So I just want to save your time and I want as quickly as you can. I don't want you to depend on anyone. My training is something like a self-explanatory. I don't want you to depend upon anyone. Okay, so next you see what is the schedule and category for third party. It's the same here again. Here it is. So why I'm showing this is to just give you a confidence that is, it's not a rocket science to to clear an interview. First thing. Second thing, SAP SD is not that tough as you think. Okay, and it's not that wide like you think you cannot swim. Okay, it's pretty easy to crack the interviews and it's pretty easy to learn the knowledge. So schedule line, that's what he's asking. You see, CS, this is the schedule line, CS. Okay, and explain the STO process. This is what they asked. Okay, STO process, and you can see complete STO process in my document. You see STO, and this is the STO process, how it works: purchase order, delivery with reference to purchase order, MyGo, receiving plan, supplying plan, and all the controls coming to the purchase order. So I have documented everything like this, and I can save you tons of time. Let me show you a few more questions. So just give you some confidence. So explain consignment process. And you might be wondering, this is the questions asked. You can see the with date also. Bangalore Wipro 23/11/2016. Okay. Prabhu, do you think or do you believe like these questions are for 4 years experience?
Okay.
So yeah, go ahead, Prabhu.
No, that's what, as I said, with respect to interview perspective, like we can expect from any of the areas.
Yes.
Like
Yes. And do you feel these questions are simple or tough?
maybe the consignment process, that's kind of a medium difficulties.
Okay.
But the earlier one, it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And second thing, first, let me tell you one thing, that is, there is no tough question or easy question. The question which you don't answer, that itself is a tough question. That's it. After my training, whatever the question you could not attempt, that question is a tough question, but every question is an easy question. Why? Because everything is covered in the training. If you are not attempting or not answering any question, means that is your fault because you haven't read it, remember it, or whatever it is. But from my side, you can see 100%. I'll give 100% from my side. You see consignment process, everything is explained here in the consignment process. Like this guy anyway, attempt, that's the reason, as I told you, any of my training go to interview, they answer 90% questions, not attempting, they will answer and come out. Okay, you can see here, and explain pricing procedure 16 fields, right? This was the question, pricing 16 fields. You see, 16 fields of pricing procedure, and everything is covered very deep and very neatly. You can see all the 16 fields, right? So this is, so interview questions would be very easy if you have a very good preparation. If you prepare in line with my like say instructions or guidance, or if you follow my training, interview, not only interview, gaining the knowledge. Why? Because these questions are something like sometimes you'll be getting a question for a question. Okay, you answer something, you might be getting a question on that particular answer. So if you don't know the knowledge, if you don't have subject, you cannot answer those kind of questions. Okay, so just follow my instructions and my documents and my training. That's it. You can clear the interview, you can gain the knowledge. So free goods, it's there in my document, PGI, everything. Who writes the requirements? A paper, obviously. So every question is from training. Okay, it's not only, this is only one like example what I can show you now, but there are tens and hundreds of examples. And I hope few of you guys already read my uh, like my previous trainings testimonials. Okay, I hope you have already gone through the testimonials. So that's what my training is all about, and that's what you would be learning. Okay, and you can see I'll be providing you all these question and answers, topic wise questions. So this is top implementation and support project, customer master. These are completely topic wise questions with advanced also. You can see early idocs. Early idocs I have close to 57, and SIN, LE, all the questions, SIN questions, intercompany sales, third party, every question. Apart from this, I will be also giving you some question and answers documents. You see question and answers. To get a job, you don't even need to go through complete my training. I'll give these documents, by heart it, memorize it, whatever you do it. These 4 documents, I have 4 sets of interview question and answers. If you can be perfect with these documents, at least you'll get a job. Okay. So this is one set of document which has close to 700 questions, 93 pages document. These questions are not just blandly written as a question, right? If you don't know the concept, you cannot answer these questions. That's how these questions were prepared in. Okay. So if you should have the knowledge, only then you can answer these questions. You see, the document itself says very important document. The same thing, you have a question and answers. If you don't know the concept, you cannot definitely answer these things. So what is the functional specifications? If you don't know, what will explain, right? And if you don't know what is new about ECC 6, you can expect this kind of questions. Interview questions will not always be about SD topic. Interview questions will be about SAP, about your business process, about your domain experience, everything. You should know everything. It's not only SD. Okay. So close to 2000 plus interview questions I'll be providing, and be perfect with that. Obviously, you can create and clear the interviews. So first objective, clearing the interview, as I told you, that's a cakewalk. After the training, if you're going with my instructions, that's a cakewalk to get a job and what are the package you need. Okay. So how you can get a job? That's, see, my action plan is 6 months. This is most suitable with anyone. Okay, 6 months. So why I take 6 months is, by the time you understand what is what, it will take 2 months. That is nothing but my training. Why? Because you learn all SD concepts, but how you will know, or where you will use these all concepts, that's nothing but in the business process. Okay, if you learn one business process, that is nothing but learning some 10 SD concepts. Okay, so only when you learn business process, then only you will be knowing all the SD concepts. So by the time you know what is what, it will take 2 months. That is nothing but my training time. After training, I'd say at least prepare yourself for another 2 months reading the interview. Why? Because now you know what is what. You know what is pricing, what is 16 fields, or you know what is free goods, what is inclusive, what is exclusive, or what is third party. You know everything now after this training of 2 months. Okay, but what all the concept you learned, you need to put in a one-line answer in the interviews. So how do you practice that? That practice you do it in this 2 months time. Okay, so 4 months time you will be perfect with SD concepts. Now upload your resume and try for job in the next 2 months. Okay, that means By end of 6th month, you should be in a job. Okay. This is my timeline. I give it to everyone, but there are people who got job in this brand itself. Just after 1 month after the training, they got job. Okay. The highest package what my trainee has got is 9 lakhs. Okay. In Bristol Cone, Bangalore. Okay. So that's what the package he got. Okay. And the least is 6 lakhs, 6 lakh, 6.2, 6.2. This is what the least package they got. Okay. So now you can think only the fundamental you need to remember is your preparation is equal to your package. So first you decide what package you want. Proportionate to that, you prepare yourself. Okay. You want only 6 lakh package, you need not to break your back like this. Okay. You first decide what package you want, then start your preparation. Okay. Package is equal to your preparation. That's what you need to proportionate it with. Okay. And I'll be also supporting you with all the real-time documents. You can see here a lot of documents. It can be a business process or it can be a BBP documents or a Q&A database, or it can be user manuals. Lot of real-time documents, not one or two, tons I'll be sharing with you guys. Okay. And you can also see business process, how I have written all these things. You see IPO process to make you better understand and clear your telephonic interviews or Skype interviews very easily. I have drawn this all things. You see, by just looking into this, you can give complete, I can give a lecture of 10 hours by just seeing this image. Okay, that's how you need to prepare. You see, I've seen your questions, right? What is third-party process, or what is the item category? What is the schedule and category? Okay, I'm telling that you can clear the interviews very easily, right? How can you do that? Because as I told you, I have done the homework for you. Let me show you. It's a third-party process, right? Okay, I'll send you two sets. You see third-party. You see what is the schedule in here? CS. Right? And what is item category? TAS. So what I tell everyone is, take a printout of these documents, what I share you all the business process, take a printout of this, stick it somewhere where you can stand in front of it when you get a telephonic call or a Skype call. Why? Because you see, this is the question they asked, explain third party process. By seeing this image, can't you answer it? Very easily, right? Order, PR, PO, vendor, doing a delivery to customer, raising a MIO to company. That's it. You can tell easily. And item category, okay, here itself it is TAS. Schedule line, CS, here itself it is. Okay. And STO process, let me show you STO process. Yeah, this is STO process. You see, by seeing this, can't you explain STO process? Receiving plant will raise a PO, supplying plant will do delivery with respect to PO, MIGO is created. This is two-step. Okay, so this is how I have done homework for you guys. So utilize my hard work, you'll get into a job. This is not only to get an interview, as I told you, to better understand the concepts. By seeing this, you can easily, like one shot, if you can have this image in your mind, never you'll forget. Okay, so all the interview questions, whatever you see, everything is from the document. This is the reason. Okay, like these kind of things I'll be sharing tons to you, not one or two. Not one or two. I'll be sharing lot of things like this. I'll also share you very important screenshots of SD. It can be availability check, OVC9 or 16 fields, or item categories, or it can be a document type. I'll be sharing the screenshots of those. Lots of tips and tricks I'll tell you. So as I told you, first concentration to get a job, but to get a job you should know, you should have knowledge. So first we'll try to focus on knowledge. Okay, for the first 2 months forget about job. Okay, these 2 months, that means my training time, forget about job. I will tell you when to start preparing for job, for interviews. Okay, these 2 months is only for you to learn the knowledge, exploring the scenarios. Okay, understanding the scenarios, concepts, integrations, only that thing. Don't even focus or don't even worry about a job at these 2 months. Okay, I'll tell you, we'll start preparing your resume after 1 month of training. Only from that day you start preparing for your interview. That too, I'll tell you, per day, just read some 20 interview questions. That's it. Why? Because we have close to 2000 interview questions. Per day, at least try to read some 20 questions. Okay. That means you'll be in a month, you'll be covering 600 questions, right? By end of the training itself, you'll be learning everything. But to prepare for interview, I'll tell you when to start. Okay. But focus is only on learning the concepts and knowledge in the first 2 months. That's it. My training. Okay. If you are more ambitious, you want to get a job within 1 month after the training, dedicate yourself 2 or 3 more hours within the training time. You can get a job within 1 month. So why I'm particularly saying this 6 months and how you need to prepare is, see, many people ask me, Praveen, I will quit my job. I want to resign my job and dedicate completely onto SAP. I will have 24 hours to work on prepare for SAP. Don't do that. Okay. It's a foolish thing to quit a job for the purpose of SAP. Okay. Never quit a job. The reason is you don't know when you will be getting a job in SAP. SAP market is a seasonal market. In SAP, you will not find jobs around the year. You upload your resume in the November and expecting a job, you don't get it. Why? Because SAP is a seasonal job. Market opens in March, April, May, and market closed by June. Okay, July and August, you don't have any jobs. Even September also, late September 15th, jobs open, and by October last, it closes. And November and December, you don't even have jobs. It's a holiday season. Okay, so you should know first the market dynamics, then only you can easily get a job. Okay, so uploading a resume in July and expecting a job, you don't get it. And these are the people, culprits, or whatever you call them. These are the people who spoil the market, saying that there is no calls, no openings, no openings. Why? Because you don't know the market dynamics. You uploading a resume in July or December and expecting a job, you don't get it. And by the time you get a first interview call, your resume is outdated or old, 1 month old. Why? Because always, always the recruiters search with freshness. Okay. They will search resumes in job portal saying that 1 week old, like this. Always they search with freshness. You uploaded your resume on November 30th, but job market opens on January 5th or 10th. By the time your resume is 1 month old and it's not showing to the recruiters, that's the reason you're not getting the interview calls. Okay. So if you know market dynamics, if you know how to manipulate the search engines of job portals, easily you can get a job. Okay. And this batch, you guys are very lucky. Why? Because by the time your training is done, you will be ready for the market. Okay. Even it's in India or US, you will be ready for the market. Okay. So focus yourself, allocate time, and prepare yourself. You can easily go into the first wave. Okay. And first thing, as I told you, never we know when you will be getting a job. Okay. But see, I tell everyone that you will get a job. I don't know you. I don't know your understanding capabilities, or I don't know how much time you can spend in a day, but I say you can get a job. The reason is it's confidence on me, but not on you. Okay. Why? Because as I told you, I have shown my documents, I have shown my interview questions, I have shown you some like drawings of the business process. I'll tell you some tens of tips how to manipulate job portals. When is the job season? I'll tell you a lot of things. Okay. So if you follow my instructions, you will be getting a job. That's a confidence on me and my training. That's the reason I tell anyone, you are a fresher, you are a 10 years experience, or you are whatever you are, you will get a job, you will get knowledge. The reason is only when you follow my instructions. Okay. So how many hours in a day you need to spend? Why? Because many people ask me, Praveen, as I told you, I'll quit my job, I'll come here and I'll spend my 24 hours. You need not to break your back and spend 24 hours. That doesn't need. Okay. 6 hours a day. This is enough. Okay. And you might be hearing of your friends also who learned already SAP, saying that I am practicing 10 hours, I'm practicing 14 hours a day, but I'm not getting a job. Obviously, the guys who is practicing for 10 hours, 14 hours will not get a job. I'll write it and give it. The people who practice for 10 hours, 14 hours will not get a job. Why? Because They are robots. They are data entry operators. They're only a data entry operators. They know how to create an order. They know how to create an inquiry. That is an end user job. That's not a consultant job. But you are applying for a role of consultant, not for an end user, right? So if you don't see, I'll tell you a simple difference. And in SAP, we have end users and we have consultants. You are applying for a role of consultant. That means you are an engineer. You are an engineer. You should know what all happening in the back end, what all system is performing. You should know everything. An end user don't know anything. He don't need anything. He's like he's a driver. He can drive, that's it. But if any repair comes, he will put it aside. But who can fix that repair? Consultant. The guys who practice 10 hours, 12 hours, they will be knowing only this thing. That means they know how to create an order, they know how to create an inquiry, invoice. But they don't know what happens. Once you create an order, what happens in the back end, these guys don't know. Once you create an order, system touches 11 areas, 11 concepts of SAP. Let me show you. That 11 areas is nothing but complete SD module, what you will be learning. Complete SD module. You see, once you create an order, system will touch. You see, whenever we create a sales order, in background, system performs various activities. What are those activities? These 11 activities. What is this 11 activities? All the determinations and basic functions of SAP. This is, you might be wondering, what is SAP SD? This is SAP SD. This 11 is nothing but SAP SD. Why? Because once you create an order, SAP, system touches all the SD concepts. Okay. If you don't know this, then you cannot be a consultant. You're only an end user. You know how to create an order, but you don't know how to, like, what all system is performing. If you get any issue somewhere, you don't know where to fix it. That's the reason the guys who practice for 10 hours or 14 hours a day will not get a job. Why? Because you are creating the same order 100 times. You don't need to do that. You are creating the same customer 100 times. You don't need to do that. Why? Because it's an end user job. You should know, once I create a customer, what happens in the back end, how can I control the fields. You should know that thing as a consultant. Okay, 6 hours a day. Why you need 6 hours a day? The reason is 1.5 hour we are spending in the class, right? Our class is 1.5 hour. Before reading anything, I request you to watch the video once again. Okay, watch the I'll try to send the, see, I need 1 day lead time to send the today's recording. That means 1 day lead time to send the day's class. Today's class you might be receiving tomorrow, but I'll try to send it by end of the day itself from now. Okay, I have purchased more space from YouTube, so I can do it immediately. So most probably by end of the day itself, I'll try to send the video, the day's class. Today's class by evening you'll be getting. So before reading anything or practicing, first watch the video once again. Why? Because 90% I'll be covering in the videos itself or teaching the videos itself. Okay. Let me give one best, like say one of my trainee from UK. He got job in one bakery company. I have sent the testimonial also. I guess, right? Kashif Sultan from UK. Okay, he didn't even read my documents. What he used to do is, he used to work, actually he did not get time, so he has taken all videos and he used to put in his car and he used to listen. That's it. That's what he has done, and he cleared a job in UK, in Adelaide Bakery in UK. Okay, so that's how my video would be. So first I recommend to watch the same video once again before reading anything. 90% will be covered in the video itself. Okay, interview questions, concepts, anything will be covered in the training itself. So 3 hours is done. You are left with another 3 hours. So once after watching the video, 1 hour, read the concepts. First read the concepts, read the study material. Next 1 hour, practice in the system. 1 hour is enough, much more than enough. Okay, practice in the system. So you don't even get that much time also to do this. You, after watching the video, you can finish within 15 minutes. The reading you can finish within 15 minutes. If you have any excess time, you can put it in the practicing. Why? Because sometimes your systems might be slow in responding. It may take a lot of time, so that you can allocate here. Okay, so now 3 plus 2, 5 hours is done. In the last 1 hour, question and answers. That day's concepts, that day what all the question and answers we covered, finish off on the same day. 6 hours, this is the schedule. You might be knowing, see, I'm very planned, well planned. I have done all the research and I'm telling these all things to you. Okay, my training is not like on the, it's not just like on the wave or something. I just started training. Okay, I have done research for 8 months and I started my training, and and I have after discussing with a lot of my trainees, I have come up with these all things. That's the reason I tell you, follow my instructions, you will be in a job, you'll gain knowledge. Okay, so this is how schedule yourself. 1.5 hour for the class, 1.5 hour for the video, watching the video once again, and 1 hour for the reading concepts on the same day, and practicing the same concepts on the same day, and attempting the question and answers on the same day. That's it. 6 hours a day, 6 months, you will be getting a job. Okay, I'm saying highest side 6 months. You can get a job within 3 months also. If you are ambitious and if you are needing a job, you can get a job within 3 months also. That's sure. Many of my trainees has got this. Okay, so it's not a wonder or a rocket science which you cannot do it. It's very easy. You can get a job in 3 to 4 months. But never I tell this. I prepare you for 6 months. Okay, I prepare you for 6 months. But if you are ambitious and as I told you, if you want to get a job, you can also get a job within these times. Okay. So this is how my training would be, and I'll also help you in resume preparation. And my resume preparation is one of the best in the industry. Why? Because in SAP, your resume will get your 50% job. Okay, I don't know, many people don't know this actually. It happens only in SAP industry. I don't know about other technologies. It might be Oracle.net or I don't know about those things. But in SAP, your resume will get your 50% of job. Only 50% you need to clear in the face-to-face interview. That's it. Your resume has got your job. The reason is many people, as I told you, they're obsessed with the concepts and they stuff their resume with all the SD concepts, XYZs under the sky. Okay, all the SD concepts, they stuff in their resume. You don't need this. Why? Because when you're saying I am 5 years experience, never you will get a chance to work on a batch management, or never you might be getting a chance to work on automatic packing. But putting these concepts in the resume, that means you are prompting the interviewer to ask question on those, and you are not perfect on those concepts. So don't be obsessed with the concepts and don't put every concept in resume. Why? Because interviewer will not come prepared saying that I want to ask these questions to this guy. Never they will come. Even myself, after taking this many batches, I have trained some hundreds of people. Without a resume, I can't take an interview. Hardly 15 minutes. Hardly 15 minutes I can ask. Why? Because what I can ask, right? You give a resume, I can take interview for 10 hours. 10 hours I can take interviews continuously. You give a resume. That means only by seeing the resume, we can point out and we can ask questions from projects, from your experience, from your skill sets, these all things. Okay. So you are cooking food for yourself now. Cook it as you want. Okay. If you don't know some concepts, don't mention that in the resume. Unless until if they have some requirement on that concept, only then they'll ask question. But if you don't mention that concept, they'll not ask that question. And you need to segregate your knowledge or skill set in your resume. Like you should not say I mastered in every concept. Never you can do that. So how you need to put that? I'll show you the sample resume. So this is a sample resume what I'll be sharing with you, and very structurally prepared. And you can see here the skill sets how I have written here. Good configuration knowledge, adequate knowledge, okay, or knowledge about. So this is how you need to segregate your skill sets. Okay, one is you worked on, you are good at, and you are just having knowledge. Why? Because see, variant configuration, rebates, or automatic packing, or batch management, they are little advanced concepts. Okay, but you cannot say no. As Prabhu told that coming to the interviews, they can ask anything. which you don't mention here also they can ask it. But you should tell them what level of experience you have in those concepts. Okay. If you don't mention that, they feel that you know everything. Okay. That's the reason you see adequate knowledge on variant configuration rebates. That means you have the knowledge, but you never worked on. But given a chance, you can work. You know all the configurations, you know all the fields and everything, but you never worked. So this is how you need to segregate and tell them that this is what the knowledge I have in these concepts and other concepts, a good configuration knowledge on SIN. Why? Because SIN is all about configuration. So telling good configuration knowledge in SIN adds some value. Okay, and you are handling some ABAP enhancements and debuggings, extensively involved in testings. Okay, so this is how you need to segregate and tell the interviewer very clearly what all the experience you have. You see here 4.2 years of experience in SAP and overall experience is 10 years. You are involved in 2 implementations end-to-end and 2 support projects, and you have a very good integration knowledge on MM, LE and FI, and this is the ticketing tools you worked on, and you are having knowledge on SIN, rise of objects and debuggings, this all things XYZ. You see, so this is how once you schedule, like put your resume clearly, that's it. Your job is a cakewalk. As I told you, 50% of your job you will be getting only through your resume. Your resume is perfect, your job is confirmed. Okay, so I've shown you the sample resume also. Yeah, so that's it all about my training. I hope I have told you everything about my training. So any questions from your side? You can go ahead. Any questions?
Praveen, this is Prabhu.
Yeah,
I have only one question. Are we covering the shipment process also in this training
uh,
as part of any?
yeah. Shipment. We'll be covering shipment documents,
Okay.
service entry sheets, and pricing also.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
Okay. And see, as I told you, these concepts I am offering for free of cost as a secondary concepts. Okay. If I could not cover something, for sure I'll be supporting it with some documents. Okay. Let me show you the LETRA document. I hope that might be covering in that. Why? Because see, why, as I told you, why I'm covering this all concept, the reason is, let me tell you very clearly. See, you go to an interview, 10 people come to the interview. All 10 are SD consultants, right? But what difference you are, or what value you are adding to the company, right? So this is where you are adding value to yourself. That is, out of these 10 people, only 3 people might be having a skill set, that is SD plus LE plus SIN. Let us take ALE IDOCS also. Okay, so I hope no one will have this big skill set unless you are my training. Okay, so let's assume that they have only SD and LE. Okay, so my training will put you directly at the 3rd position. That means your resume itself will filter or kick out other 7 people. Your resume itself will do that. You don't need to do that. So out of the 10 people, you will stand at 3rd position. But with my training, that is only 3 people are there. With my training, you will be the one person differentiating out of these 3 people. That is, you will be having a skill set SD plus LE plus SIN plus ALE IDOCS and all the rise of objects. This is a very rare skill set everyone will have. Any SD consultant, very rare. Okay, this is what the skill set I'll give you, and this is where you stand as a number 1 out of these 10 people. Okay, so this is the main focus, 80%, and this is a secondary skill sets which we are learning. So I may not be covering everything in depth coming to these concepts, but definitely, as I told you, I'll be supporting with some documents. So this is the material, Prabhu, what I would be sharing for the LE, logistics execution transportation. This is completely of LETRA. You know, right? LE has 3 modules, WM and MM also, but this is only LETRA of SD module. So this is what, yeah, you can see here, MMLE and SDLE. This is MMLE and this is the SDLE. This is inbound logistics and this is outbound logistics. Okay, so I'll be sharing these documents. So if not this, I'll be sharing complete LE document also. Okay, so whatever I could not cover, for sure I'll be sharing and I'll be supporting with some documents.
Sure, thanks.
That's fine, right? Yeah. So any other questions? Anyone?
Praveen, from 20% you mean like, you know, you are covering that LE plus ALE plus logistic execution plus CIN.
Oh, yeah.
Like how many hours 20% will come out around?
See, not hours. This all combining to close to 10 to 12 classes.
It's 20 hours, 20%, 10 to 12
Yes,
classes.
yes, yeah. Then my training would be close to 60 classes.
Okay,
Out
60
of that,
classes means
yeah,
60 times we will be meeting, 60 times,
60 times, yes.
and 60 into 1.5 is
1.5
90
hours.
hours.
Yes, that's my training.
90.
And close to 48 hours is SD, 48 classes is SD, and 12 classes is additional concepts.
Okay, like around 12 into 1.5, around 20 hours will be this. We could put 18 to 20 hours to
Never calculate coming to the hours. Why? Because certain times we will be stuck up with one concept for complete class. Okay.
Correct.
So don't count on hours, but classes, sub classes. Why? Because
No, I like.
yeah, go ahead.
Personally, I like your training. It's very exceptional.
Thank you.
Like I'm not saying on your like we are in a class but I'm saying that you have a very good skill set. It's very impressive.
Thank you.
But the reason is why I'm asking that as you know that I am already in the industry.
Yeah, you're working. Yes.
And in the logistics because currently my role is SAP business analyst.
Okay.
I'm just giving you my background. And it's basically FICO. It was basically FICO, but now I'm covering MM. And when I'm covering MM, I also, like as you mentioned, STOs, stock transport orders, we are getting inter-entity. In the inter-entity, we have different sort of orders, like, the more simplest is like whenever we have an external customer order, then it triggers PO, purchase requisition to the batch job. We create purchase order, and purchase order through the ALE creates then the sales inter-entity PO. Yeah, like that's why I was asking, like, I am facing all these. And as a business analyst, like, then they expect from us that we should know the shipment process and, picking, packing. And, it's overall, not only, it ends up in finance, I know, like, ending entries. But, like it touches MM, and also purchase order is touched, and SD is touched, and shipment is touched, and ALE is touched. It covers a full cycle. And why I was asking, like, again, the in-depth, because I have gone through many of the concepts. I have the material, but still I have watched even your past videos. And that's why I'm sitting in your class. I have watched your videos, believe me. And I have a set. But what I'm saying, that why I asked this question, that there was a purpose, that I have the material on ALE and logistics and even the books. But still why I asked that, at least if I am taking the class at the end of the day, like, you mentioned everything was very practical. You mentioned that 6 hours and 10 hours or 12 hours, the more you input, it's good, or to have a job or not, like, it depends on the scenario of a person. But what I was saying, that at the end of the day, that one should get the full, my expectation would be, like,
Go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, I could hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, that's it. Like, you know, the ALE and CNN
Yeah.
logistics execution, like, you know, sometimes the IDOC errors too, like, you know, we are facing.
Okay. Yeah. See, one thing, Fawad, and it's for everyone also. So as I told you, Fawad, as he's telling that he has all the materials and everything. So what makes the difference between you having the material and my training is, I'll be clearly telling you very practically the demarcation between what to learn, what not to learn. Okay. Why? Because, see, you might be having some material after reading 10 pages or after spending some 4 hours reading of that book. You have found that it's of a PP module. Why? Because in
Correct.
SAP logistics module, everything is similar actually. Until unless someone specifically tells that this is a MM part, you cannot even make out. Okay?
You are absolutely right. You know
Yeah.
that when I
So,
try to find out, I spend 6 hours, and if
yeah,
somebody guides me, it
yeah,
is a
yeah.
half an hour
It's a
job.
half an hour job. That's what my training would be doing. So I'll be clearly telling you what to read, what not to read. Why? Because certain things may not be useful for you. You should not waste time on those things learning, which is not useful immediately for your career. Okay. Why? Because in SD, these are not all the concepts. We have double than these concepts what I am teaching you, but they are with project specific, industry specific. Okay. So you sometimes throughout your career you may not be even touching those concepts. So I'll be clearly telling you and demarking you like what to read, what not to read, and which is useful for you in the immediate career and which is for your long-term career. As I told you, see, just now I shown you the LETRA, right? This is only of a some 112 pages or 120 pages. Why I'm sharing only this material is why? Because you should know only LETRA as of now, and that is SD part. Okay, but I have one another page which is 400 pages, which is of LETRA, that is SDM, SDLE, MMLE and everything, but I'm not sharing that to you. I'll be sharing it to you, but I'll tell don't read that book as of now. You see, this is 113 pages and the other one will be, not this one. This is 447. So it's useless to read this 447 pages as of now. As of now, it's useless. Why? Because you don't need that immediately. This 113 pages is much more than enough. 100% is enough for your career immediately. Okay. So when you get into a position like a project manager or when you are driving a project, at that time you might be needing that complete knowledge. Okay. So I'll clearly tell you, Fawad, as I told you, if I could not deliver something from my side, at least I will support it with a document, or at least I can guide you to someone who will helping you. And second thing, yeah, the guys who is already working or the guys who want to get into SAP, you might be having some doubt, like say in the real time, if you are working and if you get some issues, how you will fix that. Okay, right? So let me clarify that. You see, yeah, I will be sharing one contact to you, not now, immediately. Once we finish the training, I will be sharing one contact to you. My trainee, he's my trainee, working in Snyder, Bangalore, techno-functional consultant, and he's an exceptionally technical person. Okay. You can also take a on-job support from him. Okay. So you don't need to worry in the real time if you're stuck up writing a functional specification or debugging, or at any point if you're stuck up, you don't need to worry. Okay, you can get in touch with that. It's for a price. It's for a price. You can call him, give my reference, and you can negotiate the price. He will be available for you to support. Okay, he's supporting a lot of my trainees already now, so he is ready to support for a price, and he's exceptionally a technical person. He will solve you. Why? Because see, SD concepts, 99% you are learning from me. You know everything coming to the SD, but even we are a functional consultant. We are not technical consultant. Sometimes you might be requiring help of a technical person to assist you in functional specification writing, debugging, or reports, or forms, or anything. For that, also I can give you a solution. I can give a contact who can support you for a price. Okay, so starting to ending, I'll help you. Okay, even after getting a job in the real time working also, if you face a issue also, I can guide you to someone, my previous trainees, who can, one or two issues, they can immediately solve for you for free of cost. But if you want a regular support, I'll give a contact of one guy from Bangalore. You can get in touch with him and you can get a support for price. Even that I can provide you. Okay. Yeah. Any questions? Any more questions? Go ahead, please.
Praveen, Shubham here.
Yeah, Shubham, go ahead.
We'll be covering like how to write the functional specification and as it's in 2B documents.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
This is a sample FS
And
I'll
like,
be sharing you.
okay.
This is a sample FS sample I have it. I'll be also showing you how to write a FS sample.
Okay. And for me, like I have 3.5 years of experience.
Okay.
Should I like how many implementation and how many support should I show in my resume?
See, one is a thumb rule. Okay. To get an interview call, the thumb rule is you should have 2 implementations and 2 support in your resume. Okay. This is the instructions what they give to the recruiters. Okay.
Okay.
This is the instructions what they give the recruiter, saying that search for resume who has 2 implementations and 2 support. That's the reason I'm telling, right? Some people says that there is no calls in the market. Market is dry because they don't know how to write the resume also. Why? Because market is expecting 2 implementations and 2 supports. They keep only 1 support and 1 implementation in their resume. There itself your resume is filtered.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So the criteria to get an interview call, that is to get shortlist, forget about interview call, only to get shortlist, you should have experience of above 3.5 years and 2 implementations plus 2 support. This is the criteria to get shortlisted first of all. Okay.
Okay.
Later, depending upon your resume, you will get an interview call.
Okay.
Okay.
And like within 2 implementation, one should be domestic and one should be like the international client.
Never, it need not to be. And see, I also tell you, never focus on domestic projects. Okay.
Okay.
Never focus on SIN and never focus on domestic project. Why? Because see, now because of the GST in India, we have this SIN buzzing. Okay. But
Yes.
after 1 year, you will not see SIN separately. It's an integral part of SD. That's it, right? If someone is implementing SD means they are implementing this SIN which is of GST, that is condition based SIN. There is no SIN called separately later. So don't focus much on SIN. And second thing is, if you are focusing on domestic and SIN, you will be missing on-site opportunities.
Yes.
Okay? Never do that. Why? Because on-site is more important for a consultant. Whatever you plan for your retirement, that everything you can earn in 1 year.
Yes.
Okay, so on-site is very important. And I already told you, I guess, right? I trained complete one set of team from your company.
Yeah, you have told me.
Right? Yeah, from the Daimler project.
Yeah, Daimler
project, from project manager to the fresher who has joined that project. I have trained all the persons in that team. Hyderabad location. You are from which location?
Okay. I am from Bangalore.
Bangalore, right? Okay. So don't worry about that. Okay. Don't, and as I told you, never focus on SIN. The same amount of time you put on variant configuration, batch management, or rebates. This will help you. Why? Because these concepts are universal. But SIN is only India. You will be always India and you will be in India. The amount of time you spend on SIN, if you spend on these concepts, it will fetch you in some other way. Okay. And see, it need not to be one domestic and one something like that. You can put both MNC like projects, and you can say that I have experience on SIN also.
As a secondary skill kind of.
Yeah, it can be a secondary, or you can tell them that you have adequate knowledge where you can work on that. And if they ask interview questions, anyway, you are learning everything SIN here. You can answer them.
Okay. Got it.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah. I'll guide you completely. I'll guide you what projects to put and what skill sets to put, everything. After my scrutiny only, you will be uploading the resume.
Okay.
I'll tell you when to upload and I'll give a clearance, then only upload the resume. Why? Because it's my responsibility to get a job for you and it's my responsibility to take care of package and everything. As I told you, I don't want you to undersell yourself for a package or a company and never work for a company. Okay. Already you are in a very good company. Yeah, go ahead. Anyone? Yeah, any other questions? Anyone? And do you have any new joinee called Sucharita in your company? Shubham, in your location? Okay, you might be having many locations, right? In Bangalore?
Many locations are there.
Okay, okay, okay. One of my trainees, Sucharita, very recently got the opportunity in Bangalore, your company.
If you could tell me the project, I can find out.
Okay, okay. I try to find out. She was in TechM earlier in the Nestle project, but now she got opportunity in your company. Yeah.
Suchitra, full name? You do have full name?
Suchitra Pallavolu or something.
Okay, I'll try to search in my directory.
Just, yeah. Or else I'll take her number and pass on.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, and see, as I'm telling, I have a very good network of my trainees only. Okay, it's not from outer community. It's my trainees. I have a very good network. So tomorrow you're stuck up in some project, you need some help, anything, I can easily direct you to them and they can fix you. Or sometimes they are stuck up at something. If you are ready to fix their issue, I can easily forward them. Okay, why? Because SAP is all about like a community.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So it's a give and take kind of things. Why? Because we don't know on where we will stuck up or someone else. Okay. You should have that helping hand.
Yes, Praveen.
Yeah. Yeah. Any others? You can go ahead, please. Any questions? Why? Because we may not be getting this leisure time to discuss later. Today is completely dedicated only to clear your doubts or anything to take off. And the first 1 week we will be not touching SD concepts. We will be starting tomorrow with a implementation project. Let me introduce you to the greenfield implementation and different kinds of SAP projects, SAP history from day one. So first few days might be boring for already working consultants, but you can also learn from it. I hope some of you guys may not be a part of a greenfield implementation. So I will be first 1 week we will not be discussing or touching the SD concept. Why? Because the reason, you see, many people after completing their SD training, they will not get a job. Supriyo, you already finished your training, right? Supriyo finished already his training, but he's struggling to get a job. So I see hundreds of people who has already finished training but not getting a job. The reason is, you know concepts, you know everything, but you don't know what to do. Why? Because you don't know what projects are there in SAP, what is SAP methodology, what is BBP document, what is regression testing. You don't know anything out of this. That's the reason you don't get a job. That's the reason first 1 week we will spend time as a consultant. What is your role in implementation project, support project, rollout project, and in the implementation project as a consultant, what is your role? If you are a shadow consultant, what is your role? If you are associate consultant, what is your role? If you are a consultant, what is your role? Who is a core user? Who is a power user? We will try to discuss this all things. It may take 4 days or approximate 1 week. Only the second week we will be starting, most probably next Wednesday, we might be starting SD concept. The first concept is enterprise structure. Until then, we will be first familiarize about SD, and as a consultant, what is your role? And on the first day of your project, what you should do? What extent you should discuss with your colleagues? Never you should disclose everything about yourself to your colleagues. Okay, I'll tell you all these tips and tricks. Okay, everything I'll tell you. Yeah, any more questions? Anyone? Okay, hope so no questions. We'll call it a day today. If you have any questions, you can either email me or you can call me and discuss later if you have any questions. Okay, so for today we'll call it a day, and I'll be sending a link to you guys again tomorrow by email, so you can join tomorrow's session. So every day we will be having a new link. Okay, and every class is marked with the class number. Today is class 1, tomorrow class 2, like that. Why? Because for us to easily identify. Okay, so that's how. And the guys whose payment is already done, I'll be sharing the materials to you today. Prabhu, did I not share materials with you?
I think you have shared few materials. For example, this LE and all, I didn't get it.
Haven't received. I'll do one thing. I'll again send you one set of complete materials, Prabhu, to you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much.
Okay. And any requirement, like say preparing for a job or something, you can talk to me. I can easily guide you, like what to start and what not to read for getting a job
Yeah,
immediately.
yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, any others also. If your objective is to get into a new job, you may talk to me. I can guide you what to read and what to start. Okay. And for knowledge purpose also, you can talk to me. I can tell you, like Sandeep, who was into you want to get into a new project, just talk to me. I'll tell you from where you need to start for those things. Okay. So I'll be sharing a new link tomorrow by email to everyone. You can join there. So I hope no questions. Any more questions? Let's take it last time.
Yeah, Sandeep this side. I
Sandeep,
don't have any question, but
go
yeah, I
ahead.
just want to share one thing. Like,
Go ahead.
I have been working as SD consultant 4 years and 5 years actually, and last 6 months in GTS
Okay.
implementation I'm working. Yeah.
Okay.
So just to all attendees, I want to mention that whatever you have mentioned, like
Okay.
it's very practical and it's very good
Okay.
to listen it.
Thank you.
Actually, I have taken interviews for project, not for organization, but for project for
Okay.
SD people, because
Okay.
GTS consultants we cannot get in market, so we have to
Yeah.
train
Yeah.
them into
Yeah.
GTS. Right? So I've taken interviews and know how it happens, and
Mhm.
whatever you mentioned, every point is like very practical and very useful.
Yeah. As I told you, see, my training I started after 8 months of research. You know how hard to write a book. My study material is nothing but like a book. You might be wondering how much time, nights, days I have spent writing in this book. I'll show you one thing here. There is a menu path, the arrow. It took almost 1 month for me to arrange this arrow. Let me show you. Yeah. Can you see this arrow, this blue color arrow? You'll be seeing throughout the document the menu path. Only
Yeah.
to align this arrow in the material, it has took 1 month for me. So that's the reason I'm telling. I have done a lot of homework and hard work because for you, please utilize my homework. You'll be getting a job, knowledge, everything. Okay. Yeah. Thanks,
Yeah.
Sandeep. Thanks for your compliment.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah. So any more questions? Anyone? Okay. And you can also reach me by email, mobile, WhatsApp, Skype, anything. Okay. So please share your Skype ID. My Skype ID is why, because I'll be creating a group and I'll put you all into a group, and there I'll be sharing the link after 3 or 4 days until payment is confirmed. So from there onwards, I'll not be sending link by email, only by Skype. My Skype ID is Praveen SAP SD. Please send me a request on Skype for this ID. I'll add and create a group and anything. So tomorrow, whether any updates about the class cancellation or off, or you have any doubt, anything we can discuss on this particular platform on that group. Okay. So after 4 or 5 days, okay, 4 or 5 days after payments are confirmed, then I'll be creating a group and I'll be putting you all into a group. Okay. So let's call it a day today and catch back tomorrow, and let's start with basic SAP concepts tomorrow. So good day, everyone. Catch you
Yeah.
back tomorrow.
Good.
Okay, thanks.
Bye bye.